Welcome to Studio 66.6. And I talk a lot of politics, but lately it's been, well, a little frustrating to even joke about. Is anyone else mentally exhausted by the constitutional love currently being exhibited by Michelle Bachmann and some of those other right-wing teabagging fools? If you listen to them, you will hear that the Constitution is the most perfect document ever written, and that the authors, the most perfect people who ever existed. They totally think that, and are not ashamed to say it. Trust me, in Michelle Bachmann's house, blacks are still only counted as 3/5 of a person. And gays? Well, they run a clinic to help people pray the gay away. So, whatever. Here's the deal. Those men who wrote the Constitution were men who lived in the 1700s. They owned slaves, fathered kids with their slaves, hung people on suspicion of guilt, or for sleeping with their daughters. Perhaps at that time, these were good men. But if you were born after 1808, let's not kid ourselves about how great they were. And by the way, we really shouldn't try to live by every word of the Constitution. There are constitutionalists on the Supreme Court, people who think the Constitution is the be-all and end-all of every argument. They think the Constitution says women should not be allowed to get abortions. Did the constitutional authors know what abortions were? Sure. It was a good beating in the shed. I think they were okay with it, frankly. In fact, I think they were okay behind closed doors with a lot of shit that the right wing today is also fine with, behind closed doors. You know, gay sex, threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes, sixsomes, whatever. Trust me, if they had penises, they were able to come up with places to stick it. And is this a cat on my shoulder? Yes, it is. Can't really blame them. The authors of the Constitution. I mean, who wouldn't want to own slaves? That's not a black or white thing. It's just nice to own slaves. I don't care where they come from, as long as they do what I tell them to do. I'm what you might call a civil rights icon, sorta. Really though, nobody's perfect. Not the founding fathers, and not even me, believe it or not. I mean, when I was married, I actually slept with a babysitter. Not a great example of being bad though, because honestly, anyone watching my kids, well, I should be entitled to sleep with. Be it my wife, the babysitter, my wife's sister, my wife's other sister, wife's best friend's sister, you get the point. Or maybe you don't. The point is this. It sucks waking up next to a girl who hates you. Now I know what you're saying. Dude, have you ever woken up next to a girl who didn't hate you? Yeah, smartass. As a child, I routinely would lay down next to my mom on the couch when she took a nap. And my mom likes me just fine, thank you very much. Now every other woman, well, let's just say they've all been crazy bitches and leave it there. Wait, that's not the point. This is the point. In a world filled with imperfect people wielding imperfect solutions, we end up with an imperfect society. After all, we have people who want to be president claiming a 0% corporate tax rate will solve all the unemployment problems because, as we all know, companies that already pay no taxes will bring all those jobs back from China once their 0% tax rate is made official. That's what the world needs. Bad people with bad ideas trying to make sure their corporate friends can squeeze one more dollar by shifting more jobs overseas. Just terrible. Oh, just terrible. That's all for now from Studio 66.6. Peace.